Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Please let me know if you can see and hear me. Anytime I go live, I get nervous that nothing is going to work at all. We are here just a little bit earlier than I originally planned, so I'm going to give people a few minutes to pile in and hang out with us. Looks and sounds good, Dan Tech says. Hello, everybody. I recognize most of you from the episode that just dropped, the first of many investigation episodes. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it wasn't like crazy exciting. I chose to do the first episode, just the walkthrough, just to give you guys a good look at Beatty Mansion. Make sure you guys understood the layout that we're going to be dealing with in the next episode. The next episode will be me and my partner, my oldest son, Paul, investigating the first two floors, I believe, of the location, and then the third part will be us investigating the basement. Uh, Crow says, "Dude, you don't need chairs flying around. It was damn good." Well, thank you. I really enjoyed that location. The place is massive. You guys saw in the episode how like just how big the place is, and I love investigating large places like that because it just allows you to do so much over the course of the night, as opposed to some smaller locations where, like, after an hour, you're just like, well, I'm getting kind of bored. Because let's face it, anybody who's ever been ghost hunting or does ghost hunting as a hobby or for a living, whatever, it gets boring, guys. We hang out for hours and hours and hours on end, hoping something happens, and a lot of times it doesn't. New Reality is in the house. What's up, brother? He says, "Welcome." I know New Reality. We've got Cassie. I don't know. Yep, Cassie is in the house. We're going to be at PAX, guys. It's very soon. It is next weekend. Next weekend? Not this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after. I will be leaving for Nevada on Sunday. Uh, it is going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. And I will have the next episode of this investigation out this weekend because I wanted to get the episodes rolling in anticipation of PEX and being able to talk about it at PEX. So you will get the second part. It is all ready to go probably this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. Cassie says, I'm flying out in 7 days. Recall, sorry. Your son going to do post-show Q&A after investigations? He will, I hope. I'm sure he will. He is currently on a trip right now, so he wasn't able to be here, but it's okay because he's not even in this episode because he was literally sleeping while I was doing this walkthrough. We drove quite a ways to get there, and then he was super tired. And the great thing about this location, I love when locations do this. They cater to ghost hunters, obviously, and so there's a whole room that they've set apart with bunk beds. So that whole teams can sleep and relax, and there's like a built-in nerve center there. It's really awesome when locations do that, and he was beat. So I'm just like, go to sleep. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna get some work done. I did the walkthrough by myself, but then he is in the investigations when the night comes. What did we do? Yeah, he slept. I did the walkthrough, and then we went and had some barbecue. We were hungry. Uh, we are used to towns because growing up in Nevada, you just everything's 24 hours. Sometimes you have to realize when you are traveling across the country in different towns, especially smaller towns, that things close very early. So we got to the barbecue place with like 30 minutes to spare and had some really, really good barbecue. Talked about the investigation, how we were going to do it, because this was my son's very first investigation. He didn't know what to expect, what to do. Um, and it's not even his first investigation. Nerves, like, also we are filming it. He's going to have to be on camera, and he's a shy guy anyway. So it was fun to sit down, talk to him, kind of work out what I kind of want the show to be. He was in total agreement, and he's not going to probably be on like every investigation I do, but he will be on the next three because we did back to back to back investigations. And I will say, like, we get into a groove after about three investigations. We figured out kind of how to approach these haunted locations. So I'm looking forward to for you guys to see that progression, and hopefully moving forward, the show will just get that much better. Let me see here. Cassie, everybody's worried about Cassie's ankle. She twisted it, hurt it a little bit ago. And mostly we're all worried about her being able to get through going on planes and going to PECs and stuff without just really being miserable. But she says she's doing better. So we are excited for that. Excuse me, got to open my beverage. Let's see. If you guys, do you guys have any questions? I know it was mostly just a walkthrough. So like it's, I don't know if you have any questions about the walkthrough, but if you have any questions about how we're filming, if you have any PEX questions, if you have any Cemetery Road questions, like we're just gonna hang out for a little bit, do a little Q&A, and then I will let you guys get back to your week. But I absolutely appreciate all of you guys coming in. We had nearly 100 people watching the premiere episode, and that is exciting to me. How old was the Beatty Mansion? I am not sure. You're asking a question that requires numbers, and I do not retain numbers very well. My brain doesn't do well with numbers and math and stuff, but it's old. It's I can look it up for you. Jason, how do you like editing the paranormal stuff? It's fine, but also I am doing the paranormal investigations just like I do Cemetery Road by keeping it manageable, which means I'm shooting everything on my phone, guys. I'm shooting everything on this phone. It's shot on the phone, it's edited on the phone. If I don't keep it manageable, that means I will most likely not finish things. And I also really wanted to show people that ghost hunting and doing these kind of things is very, very accessible. We're going in with limited gear. We're going in with what we have in our pockets. What most people have, a phone, a smartphone. It doesn't have to be an iPhone. It doesn't have to be the best iPhone. You have everything you need to do ghost hunting, and you shouldn't feel that you can't do it because you don't have all the bells and whistles. You don't have all the gear and all that kind of stuff. You have the ability if this is something you would like to do. Callie Nurse Lori says, will your son be filming you doing the ghost hunting? He preferred to film. You will notice that there's a big shift at some point in the next few episodes where I'm not holding the camera anymore. He's going to be holding the camera because he was just like, I don't really want to be on camera that much. I'm just going to hold the camera. And he's really good. He's been using cameras for a long time. He knows how to keep them nice and still. And so I'm not worried about that at all. Before I forget, my question is, what causes the glare orbs? Was that because it was lit? Rican, yeah. So a lot of cameras will do this, but it's especially bad when you're shooting with like a phone or whatever. Any sort of glare is coming off. It's going through the glass of the lens. It's hitting the lens, but it's also like bouncing off the lens and hitting the glass that's in front of the lens. And it causes those glares when there's bright lights. You'll see that when I pointed at windows and the sun's still out. If I point it near like a light source, like a light bulb or something, you'll see that glare. So don't think those are ghosts or spirits or anything like that. You should be able to really notice them. They're pretty obvious because they will be in line with the light source, and you should be able to tell. Gwendolyn asked, did the owner give you any names in the tour? Isn't there a grumpy old guy that has that room? There is. I cannot remember the guy's name though, unfortunately. But yeah, there's that room with the big flag on the wall and stuff, and it's one of the rooms that have been done up. There is a grumpy old guy in there. 1854, Carrie says. Yeah, it's old. It's an old place, but it's so like what I said was originally it was half the size. So Armstrong Beatty built the house. It was still an impressive house, but then when he passed and the house moved to the next owners, which it became several things: a nursing home, a home for unwed mothers, an orphanage at one point. Like they added on to it, so it's doubled in size since then. Let's see here, more questions. Uh, was interesting with the daytime walkthrough for a change. Makes a difference and gives us a feel for the location. And I really wanted you guys to get that feel. I want the show to feel like, I wonder what it's like to go hang out in a haunted house with Jason. That's what it is. Um, and I really want you guys to be able to experience the location as best as possible. Um, I don't want to just like jump in and it's dark and you're just dealing with a spotlight and you don't really get to see the scope of the location, especially when the location is that big. So I would more often than not, when I can, I will do a full blown during the day walkthrough kind of thing that'll kind of kick off the investigations. At the end of the episode, you turned around, looked like pointed towards the kitchen. I think there was a light that almost looked like it was coming towards you. Was it just a glare? I would have to go back and look, but probably. Karen, thank you for the super chat. I'm at work, can't stay. We'll rewatch later. See you next week. Thank you, Karen. And yes, I will see you next week. I got your email regarding when you're going to be in town, and I'm definitely willing to show you around, show you the sights, and make sure you have a good time. And that goes for anybody who's going to PEX. If you are at all interested in hanging out, just send an email to thecemeteryroad@gmail.com. That's thecemeteryroad@gmail.com. Let me know when you're going to be in town, what you're interested in checking out, and I'll do my best to make sure you guys have a really good time. Walter says, don't have much to ghost hunt with. Neither do I, man. I have my phone. I have a digital recorder, which if you don't have a digital recorder, you have a phone. I have some dowsing rods that Crow gifted me. I have a K2 meter. That's it. That is it. We got lucky that when we went on these investigations, there were people that loaned us some equipment. So some motion detectors, some K2, not K2 meters. What are they called? I just totally blanked. REM pods. So we got lucky that we got some gear that we could play around with, and my son got to play around with gear other than what I have. But you don't need much, man. And really, the best thing is yourself and how you're feeling, and just being in these locations. That's good enough for me, man. Steve says, "I'm so glad you started ghost hunting again. I was never going to stop ghost hunting, guys. I had to find my own way. I had to find my own way. So I'm glad you guys are coming along on the journey." Laws from Oz says, I'm really sus about orbs 90% of the time. They're just bugs or dust. I would agree with that. Um, really, uh, you shouldn't just believe every single thing that pops up. If you see some thing that flies by, I mean, the pizza ghost from Mackey Mansion, that is one thing that I cannot explain. I don't know what it is. I can't say it's a glare. I can't say it was a bug. I can't say it was dust. I cannot explain that type of thing. And I've seen that. I've experienced that thing like 2 or 3 times in the time I've been investigating. That is one thing I'll be like, I don't know what it is. Can't explain it. It could be very much paranormal. And I would lean towards the paranormal than anything else, especially the pizza ghost phenomenon, where it was something I could not see. It floated in front of me, but I physically could not see it. I only saw it when it was on camera. Everything else, it's most likely bugs or dust. That's my thing. Let's see. Betty says, I'm glad you're doing investigations again. Jason, is your son a skeptic or believer in ghosts and spirits? Is there a place he would like to go that you haven't been to yet? He's brand new at this whole thing. He doesn't like, there's no like location where he's like, I wish we could go here, because he has no clue about any of this stuff. He thinks it's cool to a degree. I've even said, hey, anytime you want to go with me investigating, you are welcome to. And he's like, yeah, if I'm not working or whatever. So he's a casual observer of the supernatural. I don't even know if he's a believer. I don't even know if he's a skeptic. I don't know where he falls on that line. So when he comes on one of these Q&As, you're going to have to ask him. But he had a lot of fun. We had a good time. Really like being able to see the place in light to know what I'm looking at in the dark. Yep, definitely. I agree. Ghost Theory, Rican says, Ghost Theory used a bell recently. I love the simplicity. Yep. Anytime you can make things simple and accessible, I'm all for it. Have you gotten to use the Holy of Holies, the DR60 or Boo Bear yet? I have not, Laws. I have not. Walter says I was in an abandoned mining town last week and got weird sounds, but can't explain it. Yep, sounds. Sometimes you hear things and you're just like that. I don't understand that, especially if it's a voice. Woo. Carrie says, "Well, he's braver than me." Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are afraid to go into these. I'm afraid to go into these places. Like, I get creeped out, man. Crow says, I used to hate on dowsing rods, but now I respect them more than the crap that just beeps all the time. And most electronics and apps, I just like the idea of old school simplicity. I cannot go 100% like on the dowsing rods. I find them fun. Again, something easy and accessible that you can try out. And we tried them out on these investigations, and we got interesting responses. Do I believe it's paranormal? Don't have no clue. I don't know. The responses were fun to get because they really leaned towards the paranormal, the supernatural. They helped set a mood at the very least. Whether or not they are legit answering questions, if a spirit is guiding them to answer questions, yes or no, or whatever, I don't know. That is up to you guys to determine whether or not you believe that, or if you think there was a breeze, or if you think I'm just holding them wrong, or it's all up to you guys. I like them more than I used to, and I will continue to use them because, again, ease and accessibility is something I'm trying to promote on this channel. But I agree, Crow. Carrie says the hand position can affect how they move or if they move, I think. Yeah, I mean, anything. If I'm holding them, I try and hold them as steady as possible. I try and keep my breathing very slow and even. So, because if I'm holding them, if I'm like, and like they're going to start swinging over, like anything you do will make them shift and move. So I really try and be as calm and as still as possible. But again, anything, like, I don't know. Again, there's no 100% way to know. And that's why I kind of choose to believe how I'm feeling, what I hear, what I see, all that kind of stuff. Uh, Again, ease and accessibility. That's what I'm trying to promote on the channel because I want people to think like I could do that too. Yes, you can. You can absolutely do any of this thing, any of this stuff you see on YouTube in ghost hunting and stuff. If you like the bells and whistles and all the gear and stuff, save up your money. It's way overpriced and expensive. And really, I am of the mind, I've come to the conclusion that I think it's mostly just to make ghost hunting more exciting. Ghost hunting is boring. When you go into these locations, there's a good chance you're going to sit around in a dark room for hours and hear and experience nothing. But if you bring 3 devices that beep and glow and make noises, every once in a while they may go off, and that will cause excitement. That will, make you jump and cause you to whip a camera around, and I think that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. Like, most of those devices, that's why they're there. That's why they've been created. I don't know if I put a lot of stock into a lot of them, especially when it's so easy to create things that just beep and say names and stuff, because it's cool to have that gear and it will make your investigation more exciting. Uh, but also, I'm not going to poo poo on anybody who's using any of that gear. Do whatever you want. I'm going to do whatever I want. Y'all do whatever you want too. This is a no gatekeeping community right here. We're not going to gatekeep any sort of thing. We're all here to have fun. And if we can find a ghost while doing that, more power to us. Cassie says the gear is so expensive. It is. It's stupid expensive. Stupid expensive for like basically a music box with a motion detector. You're hundreds of dollars. Ridiculous. And all it is, it's the same components. Everybody has the same components, but somebody is 3D printing a case that is shaped like a coffin, or they're 3D printing a case that's just a plain square, and they're just putting those components in those things, slapping them together, and saying, "You now owe me $400 to have this thing." It sucks. It sucks if you're into the gear, you're going to be spending a ton of money. See you, Joe. Do you have GhostTube on your phone? I don't have. I have a couple of apps on my phone, but I don't really use them because, again, it goes back to trust in the gear. Apps can be programmed to do whatever the hell the programmer wants. I don't know how much I trust them. Tamara says, I like the cat toy that lights up. Cheap. Absolutely. Cheap and easy. Accessible. You can buy like 50 of them for $10. Let's see. With dowsing rods, you have to be aware of micro movements of your hands when you don't realize you're doing it. Yeah, you have to be as still as possible. That's why you're just like, I don't know. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure. Let's see. I too, Kindred says, I have many experiences with dowsing rods that I can't explain, but they can't be explained to skeptic for proof. I don't think anytime I use a dowsing rod, I'm never going to say like, see, proof that the paranormal exists. I don't think there's anything other than like capturing something on camera or capturing an audio thing that I would say like this could be proof of something. Like you can see the thing or you can hear the thing. But then again, it all comes down to how much do you trust that person who is showing you that footage? Because you can edit anything these days. Like editing is magic. I can make a ghost appear right behind me if I wanted. I can make EVPs just happen. And you just have to believe that, like, when I'm standing in a room and something goes, Jason, I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, did you hear that? I can edit that stuff in easy. It all comes down to trust. And when you break that trust, then you can't believe anything that you see that anybody produces. That's why I'm a big proponent of watch these videos, watch these channels, and have fun, be entertained by these people going ghost hunting. But if you really want proof for yourself, if you're looking for proof in the paranormal, go ghost hunt yourself. Go to these locations, have some fun, do some ghost hunts. That's when you're going to decide whether or not you believe or not. Let's see. Light up cat balls. Yep, Mike. Those are my favorites. I would think vibration could set off a cat ball. Yeah, Carrie, it could. If you put a cat ball on a table and the floor is very creaky and uneven or whatever, and you walk on it, then it sends those things are pretty sensitive. It will light up. If you set a cat ball on something and you sit down and you just sit there and you ask whatever could be there, if you are here, can you make that light up? If you're sitting there, there's no wind outside, everything's still, nobody's moving, and that thing starts lighting up, that is cause for some excitement right there. That's cool. Whether or not that's proof of the paranormal, not sure. Not sure. Walter says had a friend that put Ghost Finder app on his phone. That put something in every photo and try to claim it was real. Yeah, you can. I mean, technology, you can do whatever you want, guys. That's why I really try to be as on the up and up as I humanly can possible, because otherwise, why trust anything I tell you guys? Linda says, are you going to keep both the paranormal investigations and the cemetery investigations on the Cemetery Road channel, or are you going to come up with a different name for the paranormal stuff? It's all going to be on this channel. Cemetery Road and Cemetery Road investigations will all live here. Mostly, I will be doing hanging out in cemeteries and showing you guys old stones and wandering around and having a good time. But when I can, because ghost hunting is quite expensive, I will go on investigations and I will put them up on these channels, on this channel. I can't say it's going to be every week. It's not going to be a weekly thing. Uh, there may be long gaps because I don't have the funds to keep ghost hunting. So I will do as much as I can, and hopefully, me hanging out in cemeteries is enough to keep people around. Speaking of that, I did get uh, a nice donation to the channel from Reek and Havoc. Reek and Havoc, thank you for the donation. That will help a lot to go towards doing more investigations. So me and my son, we did 3 investigations in a row. So you've got a lot to look forward to because each investigation should be at least 2 episodes. This first one is 3. And then I'm going on another investigation this week. As long as everything works out, on Friday, I will be doing another investigation, possibly by myself. Not looking forward to that, that part of it. But I'm trying to get more. And plus, when I go to PEX this upcoming week, anything I film during PEX will then become episodes for the future. So thank you, Rican. And anybody else who decides to donate to the channel, you guys are awesome. It will go towards investigations. It will go towards stone cleaning supplies, all of that kind of stuff. I super appreciate it. But also, I love the fact that you guys are here hanging out, that you guys come to the live streams, that you guys watch the episodes. That means the world to me. If you could subscribe, like videos, share the content, that would be awesome because we are trying to get to 3,000 subscribers on the channel. We're about 150 away. So hopefully these investigation videos will get some new eyeballs on the channel. CU Joe says, why do shadow figures always peek around corners in almost everyone's videos? I don't know, because it's creepy and it's easier to edit a part of a shadow figure instead of a whole shadow figure. You never know. You never know. Rican says, go to Florida with Paranormal 54, Jason. I've never been to Florida. I would be totally down going to Florida if I can manage it. Absolutely. Let's see. What else? Cassie says, cat balls have gone off a couple times, but so cool when it happens. Absolutely. It is cool. Got to be careful, though, because when the cat balls batteries start dying, they will start going off intermittently. Found that out. Always got to debunk your stuff. Linda says, I will never use a Ouija board. Have too much crap in my life going on. I don't need to open up that door. I agree with you. I agree. Laws from Oz says, Ghost Tube is Amy and Jared from Amy's Crypt. They are very honest. They always say it's for experimental use. Play around with it. I will check it out. I will check it out, Laws from Oz. I'll make a note. I'll make a note of it on the handy dandy stuff right here. The Ghost Tube. And maybe when I'm in Virginia City for PEX, maybe we'll play around with it. You never know. I appreciate it. What else, guys? Ames says, please come to my state and investigate the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. It's the place that made me a believer. I'm not going to say soon, but soon. Never know. It's very close to where I live. The unfortunate part is during spooky season, September, October time frame, everything is way more expensive and there's people everywhere. Everybody's trying to get that spooky season stuff going on. So more than likely, the stuff that I'm getting now and then through PEX, that will take us through spooky season and then maybe Eureka Springs later in the year. But yeah, I am definitely going to Eureka Springs. Absolutely. All right. Paranormal 54 says we have 2 parts of Gilchrist on our channel now, working on 3rd video now. That's awesome. Let's see. What else? What else would you guys like to know? I think how long we've been going? About 30 minutes now. I want to make sure to get you guys back to whatever you're doing this week. So I won't keep you too much longer, maybe 10, 15 more minutes. Again, I appreciate you guys watching the episode. We had almost 100 people watching while it premiered. That's awesome. I can't wait to see your guys' comments. If you have any comments or questions, you can always leave them in the comments section of the video. I try to reply to as many of them as possible. And thank you again for checking in on the live. I plan on having the next episode out this weekend, Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure. I'm still actually in the editing process. And then probably we'll do an episode of Cemetery Road after that. And then I will release another episode of the investigation. Let's see. Tamara says, I appreciate the work you put into your videos, Jason. Well, thank you. Thank you. What else do you guys want to know? Walter says, plan to go to some abandoned mining towns deep in the woods. They're free, just a long walk to get to them. Yep, that is definitely a bonus when you don't have to pay for a location. Gwendolyn says, everyone going to PEX, have a great time for me. Really excited to see more investigations, Jason. Good night, everybody. Gwendolyn, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And PEX is going to be an awesome time. Again, go to the PEX website, the PEX Instagram. Start following the people who are going to be going there, because the content coming out is going to be awesome. And there's going to be a lot of it. It's going to keep you going through spooky season, guys. Let's see. What else? What else do you guys want to know? Because I'm tired. I'm super tired. I've been doing a lot of yard work lately, and I literally just like did a ton of yard work, took a shower, jumped on with you guys. I'm pooped. Super tired. Laws from Oz says, can't wait for PEX. Yep, PEX is going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. Oh. Steve says, it was great seeing everybody. Great job, Jason. Love and peace to all. Well, thank you, Steve. I appreciate you coming and checking out the channel, and for all the support you guys give us. It's awesome. It's awesome to see all you guys. I love the fact that you guys have managed to find me. I know I kind of just dropped off the face of the earth when it comes to the other team I used to be on. I wasn't really able to do like a proper send off or farewell or anything, and I know a lot of people who watch that show don't do a ton of the live streams, so they didn't know I have a channel, and they don't know I'm still out here bopping around. So if at all, you could let people know I'm still out here by sharing, dropping links, letting people know that Cemetery Road is going strong, and that would be awesome. Every little bit of help and support in that is amazing. I appreciate it. Elizabeth says, great starter for your series, Jason. Well, thank you very much. Again, this weekend, I will have the next episode. And the next episode is me and my son, Paul, getting into the investigation because finally the sun went down and it's late at night. And we shut all the lights off and just try to see what we can find. Paranormal 54 says, yeah, Jason, I was like, WTF. Yep. Me too. I was WTF too. But I'm glad you found me. I appreciate it. Nurse Lori says, I hardly get any notifications, but I got yours today. Yeah, YouTube sucks with the notifications. Hit or miss, whether or not you're going to get them or not. Linda says, good night, all. Jason, great start to your channel. I think you should go to bed. Love you all. See you when I see you. I will go to bed soon. Very soon. I actually have to wait for Paul to get home. He's on a trip and he's coming home, and I can't wait to tell you guys that you guys super enjoy the beginning. I know he wasn't in this episode, but the fact that you guys are excited to see what we got coming up, I'm sure he will be super excited for that. Hey, Jason, your notifications are on point. Thanks, Mike. Paranormal 54 says, I've been sub to you since before you bounced from THS. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you sticking around. Tamara says, I didn't get a notification. I just happened to turn on YouTube. I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do. You should all, like, I got a Linktree. I'm sure somebody can post my Linktree real quick. Following me on Instagram is probably the best way. And I do, if you're subscribed and stuff, I do post as much as I can on the community tab of the channel, letting you guys know when I'm putting out episodes and throwing down pictures and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to, because I know the notifications on YouTube kind of suck. I try and make sure I'm as telling everybody that things are going down as much as possible. So I'm trying to keep you guys in the know. Let's see. Laws from Oz says you still get mentioned over there in the chats and stuff. Generally, it gets ignored. Well, generally, it will get you either blocked or or just stuff gets deleted. I don't know. It sucks. Recall says Jason gonna have to make a shirt with a spooky house at the end of the road after the tombstone cross. I know. I need a new. I'm working on some designs for Cemetery Road Investigations, like a logo shirt and maybe something fun. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. That would be great. Rican says, I'm just grateful I get to watch your adventures from the beginning. Yeah, it is. It does feel like a new beginning. Like I know I started the other show brand new, never done a ghost hunt, didn't really know what I was doing, but I learned a lot over the couple of years I was on that show, from investigators that I hung out with and just doing research on my own, and having the experience that I did. And so it really is, it's really benefiting me in terms of how I want to investigate and who I want to investigate with. And I'm excited to have this journey start up to where I'm in full control of the content that I'm putting out. And I'm glad you guys are excited for it too. Mike B says, a ghost next to a headstone. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Ghost driving the van. I like that too. But I think this is going to be about it. Give you a couple more minutes. We got like 50 people watching. Thank you all for supporting the channel by putting your eyeballs on the shows, on the episodes, on the live streams, all that kind of stuff. Let me tell you, it goes a long way, a huge long way. And if you're super into the show and you want to like support it even more, again, follow me on Instagram, hit the notification bells, subscribe to the channel. There's memberships available if that's what you're into. All of that stuff helps me tremendously, helps me keep this thing going. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. That's awesome. I never thought I'd have more than 10. But you guys supporting the channel means the world to me. That being said, PEX is coming up very soon. So as much as I would love your guys' support of my channel, make sure you're supporting everybody else's channel as well. Tons of cool people are going to be putting out a lot of great content next weekend, and I don't want you to miss it at all. Like, I know going to PEX is not viable for a lot of people with travel and costs being prohibitive. Like, all that is one thing. But because we have so many cool content creators at PEX, it's almost like a virtual convention for you. There's going to be so much content coming out of PEX. I don't want you to miss it all. So make sure you're following everybody that's over at PEX. Cassie is in the house. New Reality is going to be there. I know that's just tons of people. Too many people to remember all of them, and a bunch of people I've never even met. So I'm looking forward to meeting brand new people. It should be a ton of fun. Lost from Oz says, before you go, snacks have been picked up by the carrier and being carried as we speak. Yeah, Laws from Oz is sending me some snacks, and I definitely, once I get them, which I hope I get them before I leave, because that would be cool if I could get them before I leave. Either way, I'm sure someone will leave them here in my office for me, and on one of the live streams, we'll have to go through the snacks and try them out. That'll be fun. Walter says, if I get the winning Powerball ticket, I will be there. I know. It sucks. It sucks when you have to pay for all the fun stuff. Kindred says, Jade from Ghost Club Paranormal will be at PEX. She's awesome. I hear that. I've never met her, but I hear she's awesome. Again, tons of cool people are going to be there. And it's Virginia City. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to try and do as much content as I can. And I've been to like all the cemeteries around that area. So I probably won't be doing a whole lot of Cemetery Road stuff because I've already done those videos. So that means I'm fully committed to doing investigation stuff, and I can't wait for a lot of like new faces to pop up on these videos too, because I'm gonna want to collab with pretty much anybody who will have me. Mike B says, to those who have been to Virginia City before, any advice? Let me give you some advice about Virginia City. It's very small, and there's not a whole lot to do. There is a lot to do. I take that back. There's a lot to do, but the like really ghost hunting. That's what you're going to be there for. And definitely check out the cemetery. The Silver Terrace Cemetery is awesome, and you could spend hours in that place. And just enjoy it. Just take the time to wander up and down the streets. The main chunk of Virginia City has just literal like old west feel to it. Say hi to people, be friendly. I know for me, I'm an introvert, guys. I know it doesn't seem like that. I don't mingle well. But sometimes you just got to be like, I'm going to step out my comfort zone and say hey to people that I don't know, never met. And this is going to be one of those times where you're probably just going to want to do that. Let's see. Mike B, on Friday, when and where do we meet up? I am not sure for PEX. I'm not sure what the schedule is. Like, I'm literally going to show up. I'm going to find Vivian or Jamie Lee, and I'll be like, where am I supposed to go? So I'm not sure. But the cemetery road at gmail.com. If you email me, I'll try and help you out. Kindred says, I understand, Jason. I'm an introvert too. Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's hard for me. I mean, Cassie could probably attest this. Last year at PEX, like there was a time where I disappeared for like 5-6 hours because I was just like, I'm done. I've had too much people in. I need a break. I went up to my room. I took a nap. I watched some TV. Like I had to recharge. So I'm gonna be as like personable as possible, but sometimes I'm just gonna need to step away and recharge. Miko says, I love old Western towns. Yeah, and that is definitely Virginia City. It's funny too, because I don't know if we have people who like old TV, but Bonanza. So Bonanza was filmed like not far from, well, one of its locations was not far from Virginia City up in Lake Tahoe. It was shot basically on a soundstage in California, but the folks over at the Ponderosa, the main ranch of Bonanza, they would ride down into Virginia City every once in a while. Look nothing like Virginia City, but I always thought that, like, knowing like where the Ponderosa Ranch was meant to be and like where Virginia City is, I'm like, that is not just like a quick jaunt. Like that would have taken them some time to ride a horse to Virginia City from Lake Tahoe. It's fun. Elizabeth says, I do that too. Need break from people. Yep. Tamara says, I do that too. I work in crews. Got to have my me time. Yep. Definitely. I like hanging out with people. I like having a good time, but I also know when I've had enough and need to take a break and recharge so that I can be everybody's favorite ghost hunter again. So don't take offense if I just like disappear. But that's it, guys. I've been talking way longer than I thought. Again, thanks for all the support. You guys are awesome. I will, if you keep an eye on the YouTube page and the Instagram page, I will let you know when the new episode comes out. Part 2 of the Beatty Mansion. It will be coming out either Saturday or Sunday. I'm like this close to being done. And it is the beginning of the actual investigation with me and my son Paul. So I cannot wait for you guys to check it out. Hopefully, I'll be able to do another live stream directly after. We shall see. It's going to be kind of a busy weekend as I get ready to go to PEX because I'm going to be in town like the week before. So lots of stuff to do. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. I'm going to end this. I'm going to shut it down. But remember, as always, whenever you're walking amongst the stones or hanging out in a haunted house, remember, as always, be safe, be respectful, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good night, guys.